Hello, David Starr with Cumulus 26 here, and in this video we're going to cover configuring Partner Center and AMPup to work together. We'll first take a look at the features that will be enabled inside AMPup after this integration, and then we'll go ahead and configure AMPup and Partner Center to work together. Let's start with what we'll see in AMPup after the configuration is complete. First of all, you'll get reporting. Reports for specific publishers to include marketplace activity, among other things. Next, you'll get aggregate reports across all of those publishers so that you can see information about both customers and orders, things like this. Next, you'll get aggregate reporting across all publishers you've defined in AMPup. You'll also see information about your private offers defined in Partner Center, but you'll see this in AMPup itself. And finally, it's important to note that we're adding new features regularly. By the time you see this video, it may well be true that more features will be lit up by completing this integration. Let's start by configuring Partner Center and AMPup to work together. But before we do that, it's important for you to know that you must be a global admin in Partner Center to perform the steps that we're about to perform in the following demo. And what will we do in this demo? First of all, we'll create a new Entra application inside Partner Center. Then we'll capture information from Partner Center that we need to plug into AMPup to complete the integration. Finally, we'll configure AMPup to talk to Partner Center. Inside Partner Center, we're going to start in the User Management console. We get to User Management by selecting the Settings icon in the top right, Account Settings, and then select User Management. From there, select the Microsoft Entra Applications tab. Then we add a Microsoft Entra application. Now, there are two ways to do this. One is to create an application from scratch. The other is to reuse a Microsoft Entra application that you may have already defined in Azure. We're going to go forward with creating a Microsoft Entra application from scratch. And to do so, we'll first give it a name. In this case, we're going to call it AMPup Demo Reports. And then we must supply a reply URL. Your company's page is perfectly acceptable as a reply URL. Now we hit Next, and we're going to give this Entra ID application all permissions across these different roles. We do this so that that Entra application will be able to access reporting defined for each of these roles. After the application is completed, we return back to the Microsoft Entra application screen. From here, there are two entries in the table, one for Service Principal and one for a Microsoft Entra application. We're going to select the application link. We get a flyout panel from the right, and on it we're going to come up and select Add New Key. Now we've been given two pieces of information, the client ID and a key identifier. So we're going to select the client ID and then go over to some note-taking application, somewhere where you can store this information for later use, and I'll paste in that client ID. Going back, we'll grab the key. This is actually a client secret, and it will expire after a given time, and so we're going to deal with that too in just a moment. We'll close the window by hitting Cancel, and this brings up a dialog that shows us everything we've configured for this Entra application. One more piece of information we need is the tenant ID, so I'll select that and paste it into our Notes application. And from here, we'll cancel. This takes us back once again to our Microsoft Entra application screen. From here, go ahead and select that Entra application again, and now we see the expiration date for the secret we just created. copy that, bring it over to our notes application because we want to later put this into AMPup as well. And with that, I'll close out Partner Center and we'll head over to AMPup. Inside your AMPup dashboard, you can see at the very top node, Microsoft Marketplace, that reports could appear here. And in fact, we could see reports across all publishers that have Partner Center integration configured, but none of ours do yet. And in addition to reporting here across all of our publishers, we can see reports for a specific publisher after we complete our integration. And we'll be able to see information about any private offers that have been created in Partner Center. To configure the Partner Center integration, head over to the publisher. On the publisher screen, you can see the Partner Center integration section, and it shows the different values we've collected from Partner Center, although we've not plugged them in yet, so it shows NA. Select Edit Credentials, and from here, we can paste in the values that we just collected. So to do that, I'll head back over to our note-taking application, grab the tenant ID, and jump back over to AMPup where I can paste it in. Now I'll do the same for client ID, client secret, and finally we'll configure the secret expiration date, which is August 10th of 2028. So we'll put in August 10th of 2028. So we get 2 years before the secret expires. Now, why are we putting this in? It is your responsibility to rotate the secret on this application at the 2-year mark. However, AMPup will do its very best to notify you that the client expiration date is coming up by the different notification channels enabled in AMPup. I can now save this dialog, and we get the message that our credentials have been saved successfully and Partner Center synchronization is happening right now. We can also see in our Partner Center integration section that the values we've entered are visible. Let's jump over to the Marketplace node. And now we can see a big difference in the Marketplace node to include this report here, Marketplace Performance, a customer report, and an orders report. So all of these are available to you after configuring Partner Center. Also, this second row of tiles giving you information across all of your publishers. And speaking of all publishers, you can target these reports to specific publishers that have Partner Center configuration complete. So if a publisher has been set up with partner integration, you'll be able to see them here. We'll go ahead and just select all publishers for now. Now this is a demo environment, so you're not seeing anything particularly interesting in the Marketplace Performance Report. However, for production systems, we get to see billed revenue, new customers, and orders all in one chart. In addition to reporting across all publishers, we can come to the reports node of a specific publisher, see the same reports for that publisher, and drill down on those specifics. Finally, private offers are now lit up, and again, demo environment, so we can only see one private offer, which is in draft. I created it for this video. But in a production environment, you'll see all private offers. You can check their state, their status. You can see whether or not they've been accepted or deployed as a purchase. And finally, you get the informative tiles across the top, which will show you when you have a private offer that's about to expire. For private offers and reports, you're able to come up and sync with Partner Center, which will fetch latest data so that you can stay informed and in sync. We took a trip through the features that are enabled by this integration inside AMPup, and we configured AMPup and Partner Center to work together. Thank you for watching. Visit us at cumulus26.com to simplify your marketplace experience.